think we were because I didn't get that. You're live.
Okay.
So hello,
Okay.
everybody.
Live. Okay. I hit the live
Now we're
button,
live.
and Dean was telling us how he's all natural because we were talking behind the scene when I hit the live button, but didn't actually go live. It was funny. So I was teasing him. So yes, Dean, you're beautiful.
I know I am. Thank you.
Hello, Tammy,
I'm loving your
Bambi,
hair.
Tony, Brenda's here. And I'm feeling good. Yeah, I watched your Pisces reading, Brenda. It popped up about midnight last night. And I was like, oh, you're doing a personal reading for me right online for everybody that's Pisces. Boy, you nailed that one on the head. Hey,
Hello,
Cheryl,
everybody.
I'm adding people to the list as you're coming in.
So today we're going to be doing a 3-card reading. Is that right, Kathy?
Yeah, we're doing 3-card readings, and I've moved back into my office, as you guys could see. The light's very different in here.
And for a donation, we will
Get
pull.
tired of my husband, who's driving me totally crazy right now, coming through and embarrassing himself. I would say he's trying to embarrass me, but as you all know, he mostly embarrasses himself, trying to make a fool of me. Anyways, yeah, it's been a really, really stressful, tough week. As Brenda keeps on reading for me, I'm standing my ground, Brenda. Yes, both line drawn in the sand, my feet planted firmly, and I'm not getting any cooperation. But I've come to this conclusion: if it's going to get done, I'm going to have to do it, whatever way it gets me through it. So, and I've laid it on the line, and
So what I was thinking
hey,
about,
Snow
Kathy.
Wolf, I got to tell you, hey, Snow Wolf, we're going to be on. I'm coming on live.
What I was going to say, Kathy,
Having a
is
good day though, and a great hair day. My hair's grown out.
if they donate to your what's that?
PayPal.
Your PayPal account, we will do a 5-card reading for them plus oracles.
Oh, well, there you go. I'll turn
So
my
if they want a
notification
5-card
on
reading with
again.
oracles, then they need to donate to her PayPal account. And you need to let her know too, so she can check.
I just turned it on my phone because it'll pop up. So anyway, we did a funny
Thank you.
a little bit of practice reading of August and September on it's imploding, and the handful of readers I watch, everybody's got everything's spiraling down for the man. Through July, August, September, and I keep seeing him leaving office right around the first of the year. Right, I think it's just gonna implode on him. From sounds like it already is, but
And it
he's
goes
just
back to
spiraling. He's losing control of the narrative, and I love it that his mega followers are now burning their mega gear on his Truth Social or whatever he wants to call that dumb website, which
But I really do
Midas
think it
Touch
also
was.
has to go back to his I think what ignited all this was the Epstein Files case not being released. I think that's what's really.
I think it's between that and the inhumane treatment of people even that are racist and want to see people deported. It's the inhumane in which he's literally kidnapping people off the street. Their families aren't being told where they are. They're being manhandled. They're not checking to see if they're citizens or not. They're doing instant revocation of green cards. And he's declaring everybody a rapist, a criminal, a drug addict, MF13. If that's who they were picking up, why are they going to their places of employment? Churches, schools, daycare centers. They're even taking children out of daycare centers. I mean, utterly. And then they're going to put him in a tented camp without facilities, without adequate facilities that have declared safe under a hurricane level 2 conditions, and they're not planning on, if they have a hurricane hit Florida and impact that region, you're talking about 100 plus mile an hour winds. They're living in tents inside of cages in tents. Excuse me? They're getting floods when they get an inch and a half of rain. A hurricane comes with more than an inch and a half of rain. I mean, it's just, where's the ICC? Where's the UN stepping in and saying this is cruel and unusual, inhumane treatment of people? I mean, just I think even the racist people are objecting to the treatment of human beings this way. I don't know. I don't get it. It's just disgusting. It's just utterly disgusting. Unfortunately, what he's done in 7 months is going to take years to repair. And we're never going to be the United States we used to be once we do get a change of the regime and the political mindset back on track. But I think there'll be vast improvements, and there'll be a lot of loopholes taken out of him. One thing he did say he would do is expose the swamp. Well, we can all see it for what it is now. And he's exposed all the flaws in the system, in the wording, in the language. I think we'll see a lot of repairs to that. So I think good always comes out of somebody evil. And, I think that part of that purpose is to awaken people on the political aspects of what's going on in our country. We do need change. The repair is going to take a while, and yes, we are going to suffer through it. I don't know if anybody else has been grocery shopping. That old-fashioned word that Trump brought back into style that we've done every week forever. But my grocery bill's gone up. My husband thinks he's got it used out of house and home. That's another story. That's a fight that's been going on in my household. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, do you want to do a general reading for the collective that hopefully isn't probably political?
Yeah. So I threw 5 cards down for that.
Okay, I'll go with part 2. Let's get my
So let's see. It starts off with the 3 of the center of the reading. It starts off with the 3 of Pentacles here. So there's going to be a lot of teaching, learning, partnership, and growing here to identify when you need the supports to build a sound structure. You never try to do anything on your own in this aspect. This is a time where the community has to come together to really foster teamwork and learning how to grow as a community together. And it has to start with a conversation and learning how to listen to constructive criticism, as well as knowing how to move forward together in one mindset without this is doing one thing, the other side's doing another thing, and nobody's talking to each other. That's where you get chaos. It's a time we're coming together, okay? That's what the focus of the energy of this week is going toward, I would say. Learning how to open up, coming out of your shell, and communicating. What starts off the week is the 6 of Swords and the Hermit, okay? So this is telling me we're looking for some idolize, our some ideal calmer space, calmer waters where we can connect with the roots that we did in the past. Something about wanting to connect with our own past, something about wanting to be in a safe environment where we can just be at peace. And this might be a time for some of us either to become a recluse or to come out of reclusion, to really be able to stand on your 2 feet, to be able to move forward with whatever it is we want to move forward with. Moving towards the end of the week, I do have the 5 of Cups and the Page of Wands. This is telling me here that we are moving past the ideas of spilled milk. We can't stay in that kind of mindset long term, because if we do that, then we're not being able to learn from the past and able to move forward. Remember, on this journey that you're going to be on in the game of life, let's just say, there's never going to be a time where you're not going to have to learn how to cope with um, failed attempts and and learn how to win gracefully. I would say you have to learn how to cope and learn and move forward. And again, at the end of the week, again, I said I had the Page of Wands. This to me is uh, being able to stand on your 2 feet while pursuing your adventures, your journey, your ideas, your passions, and doing so with a head on your shoulders. That's what I got for the reading, Kathy. What did you get?
I got. I first come into the reading is the Five of Cups. I think this is all of us feeling like the emotional tension in our environments. We're all feeling it. We're all just trying to hold on, trying to go with the flow, trying to deprogram ourselves by not watching too much news, which I am. I'm a legal junkie because I worked in law, and so I tune into Midas Touch and Legal AF and other legal, people, because I'm sort of weird that way. And yeah, I'm always looking up statutes and law and this and that. So I'm that weirdo, and I love doing research. And I practiced family. I worked in family law, so I'm not a constitutionalist by any means, but it's fascinating to me. And of course, we have a lot of attorneys in our family, and so I've always been very exposed to that aspect. But yeah, this is just the emotional tension that we're all feeling in the world. We're trying to. I don't know about other people. I'm assuming I'm not the only one out there. I'm not spending a lot of money. Well, one, I'm paying doctor bills, but and just trying to make ends meet every month. But people aren't out there spending. I don't see people, driving down the road with new furniture and big screen TVs, and people aren't hitting the stores. And one thing, those things are starting to get low in stock. I think we're going to have a very slim Christmas this year. People aren't going to go crazy shopping and stuff. They're going to do more family oriented things. I mean, one of our things my family did was we made Christmas presents for each other. We sewed, we made blankets. Those handmade gifts are more important to the receiver than the ones you buy at the store. It's amazing. I have family members that still have things I made when I was in junior high. We drew names in our family at Thanksgiving for those that were going to show up at Christmas. Instead of everybody buying for everybody, we drew names, and then we put a price limit on what we would spend. And then, of course, all the adults would make grab bags for the kids, the smaller kids and stuff. Like Christmas stocking stuffer type stuff, that kids love to get. My mom traveled all the time. She would save all the soaps and shampoos and stuff from, that they always give you extras in the hotel. She'd put stuff like that. Kids love that kind of stuff in their socks. It's funny. But yeah, we just made fun of it. And I think people are going to get down to earth with the holidays this year. They're going to, get together on Thanksgiving and enjoy the family company, keeping politics out of the way, although I think people's political views are getting less and less divided. But that's the emotion that's coming from people. We're all stressed out. We're holding on to what we got. We're trying to just make it through this period of time. We know there will be an end at some point. All the political readers that I catch are all getting August, September, into July. His world's imploding. He's losing the narrative. People aren't buying the BS stories that he keeps on trying to cover up with. And I think that's really, I think there's an element of Mega that is awakening to the truths that their choice in president isn't a man that's actually there to do anything for them. So, that's followed by, of course, the devil card. That's that energy that we're all feeling, that suppression that We're living in a time of being suppressed. And, we're just looking forward to moving that. Right in the center of the reading, we've got the King of Pentacles. And, um, that's the one that's still in office. And I think that's what's leaving us with that, all that energy. But we're ready to move on. Our society is ready to move on. We're wanting to pack our bags to move on. It could be a literal move. It could be just a move on to a new beginning. But that will come to us, because I do see a change in the temperature come midterm elections and all that. We're going to get a change. And the King of Cups is going to come back, the Democratic Party. People were going to serve the people. Once there is not a Republican control, a lot of the budget bill and stuff like that will be readdressed. Those programs will be stopped. They won't have a choice. They cannot undermine the health and well-being and the welfare of the people of the country. And nobody wants it. Nobody wants to see people starve to death and not be able to get medical treatments and have all that. So I do see us moving into calmer waters. The underlying card of my reading was moving into the calmer waters, followed by the Four of Pentacles. We're holding on to what we have right now. We're being very frugal with our money. We're stocking on pantry staples and things like that. So we have food resources that are affordable. Like I've been saying for months, go grocery shopping, pick up an extra bag of rice, an extra bag of beans. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to stock up on toilet paper so you have a year's supply of toilet paper on hand. But buy a 12-pack instead of a 4-pack, Plus, it's more cost efficient. And I found out that Target brand, I always use Scott's because my husband was a plumber and we had, we did septic systems all the time. So the 1-ply, so you want 2-ply, you pull it extra paper. Target has a Target brand of 1,000-sheet 1-ply paper. I got a 12-pack for like $5. I mean, what a great deal. The Scott's brand one was 14. So I bought that instead. Okay, I don't care if it's this shelf brand, they're made by the same company, I'm sure. It's exactly the same paper. But the final card under my underlying reading is the Three of Pentacles. That's us as a society working together. Check on your neighbors, check on your friends, your family members. If they're in need, help them out, whatever you can. Be charitable. Charity comes back tenfold. Work with your church groups. If you're involved in church and you're helping others out, volunteer a little time at a food bank, donate, go through your cupboards. If you have things that you don't use stocked up, clear those things out of your cupboard and donate them. Make sure that, even canned goods expire, just to let people know that. I just cleaned my pantry out recently. I donated a bunch of stuff and I cleaned out anything that was expired, even though the cans weren't bloated and stuff. They're probably still good, but they do have expiration date. And some of the items are 3 and 4 years old. And, the product's not going to be quite as good as it was originally. So I got rid of some of the really old stuff, but the stuff that was still within usage that I don't use. I've always had canned goods in the house. But I rarely open cans when I cook. Other than stewed tomatoes, I can't keep tomatoes in my house. So and then when I went grocery shopping, I picked up, things that I do use occasionally, canned beans. I always cook dried beans. I have a Instant Pot, and if you do not own an Instant Pot and you're looking for an appliance that's affordable, about $69 to $80, you can make dried beans in the Instant Pot in about 25 to 40 minutes, and they don't have gas in them because you pressure cook it, and it takes the gas out, and it makes the best beans. Little cumin, little chili powder. I use, I'm in California, so I have access to all the great peppers. So I use Anaheim peppers or poblano peppers. I dice up a couple in there, throw them in there, and a bottle of beer, a teaspoon of sugar, throw the lid on, pressure cook it. Oh, and I buy the ham hocks, the smoked ham hocks. Throw one of those in. They have meat on them. Oh, beautiful. Or you can use bacon ends or whatever. Need a little fat and a whole onion and quick, inexpensive dinner. You for like $3, you can make a 6 quart of beans that will feed a family of 8. And so that's something I make. I usually make a pot of beans at least once a week. White beans, navy beans, chili beans, black beans. I buy beans, and I do black beans and rice and things like that too. Wonderful, simple, filling meal, very inexpensive, that feeds a crowd. And it's great if you're doing, a barbecue or get together. Throw a pot of beans on. They're wonderful. Everybody loves them. So that's my advice. And then I always, the last week of most months, grocery stores will have your manager specials in your meat department because they're clearing out meat to cycle for the new month. When, believe it or not, they put the lesser cuts of meats out the first 2 weeks of the month because that's when food stamps are issued and they're clearing out, and they put a lot of things on sale. Nothing's wrong with it. I worked in a grocery store growing up, and they're usually putting the stuff that's at the top of the meat department. It gets contact with the air and it will make the meat discolor because you got the warm air on top of the cold cooler. Nothing's wrong with it. Take it home, throw it in the freezer. It's perfectly fine. When it's cooked, you don't notice that it's gotten a little discolored. Nothing wrong with it. So I get a lot of meat half price and stuff like that. And that's about all I buy anymore because money's tight right now. And meat's really expensive if anybody hasn't been grocery shopping lately. So it's not a thing. I do a lot of chicken and things like that because I don't eat a lot of meat. I'm mostly vegetarian. I'm trying to get more proteins in. I live on tuna fish. So anyways, thank you for the donation, Tammy. I did get that. Very sweet of you. And Brenda sent me a donation. That was sweet of you too, Brenda. I appreciate that. I've been adding people onto the list. Let me go back through one more time because I know I didn't get everybody. Hello, Marby. I'm glad to see you. Yes, Dean and I were talking on the phone, watching Brenda's program. We're usually both on the phone together and watching Brenda and Ann. I said, hey, I'm doing a show. Want to join me? He's like, sure. So it's fun to work with Dean. I've got 4 people on my list right now. I've got Tammy, Bambi. I've got Brenda. I have got Tony. So for some reason, I clicked Tammy twice. Oh, Tony's after Tammy. Tammy gets 5 card reading. She sent the donation in. I've got Cheryl and I've got Marby that for some reason didn't pop in here. I know I clicked her. Hold on. My computer's not switching screens real fast. There we go. Oh, and Snowwolf. Forgot to add Snowwolf.
Okay, so I do have cards for Tammy.
Okay.
So
I shuffled all my decks already, but okay,
so Tammy,
go for it.
Okay, so I do have in the center of the reading the 8 of Wands for you. So there's definitely you're moving towards something rather quickly, or something's coming to you rather quickly. Let's see, the beginning of the week. This is interesting. I have the 3 of Swords and the 6 of Swords. So we are getting over or processing some discomfort and looking for a way to move towards something more positive, more greener pastures, moving towards something that resonates with you. Let's see. towards the end of the week, we have the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So it's the masks are coming off. You're seeing the truth within yourself, and you're moving on towards something that resonates you, and you're not going to yield to things that do not resonate with you. This is coming from a time where you may have been taken advantage of and not been appreciated, but that this is a lesson for you that you're moving out of and moving towards something greater and better. The underlining card to the reading is the Emperor, but in reverse. That's the only card that's reversed in my deck, which I find kind of interesting. So take this as a message as either gain control over something, take control over an idea, a passion, a desire, and don't allow yourself to be manipulated, I would say. That is how I would put that. And I do have your oracle card for you, and it's the hibernation and regeneration. So this is definitely like a hermit card. You definitely need to process and regroup and reground what it is that you're wanting, what it is that you're seeking, and living your best life when you have those answers. Many blessings to you.
Wow, I'm going to read the underlying cards first, Tammy, because I love them. You get the Wheel of Fortune. You're on your life's path right now. You're going in the right direction. And I love this card. You're working through that maze of life, and you know which direction you're going. It is followed by a wonderful card, the World, that transformation card. Love the monarch butterflies. They always remind me of my mother. In fact, I had a monarch butterfly in my front yard yesterday, flying around me. It's always my mother's spirits around me when I see that. I love that. That's that transformation card. That's you taking control of your life and transforming and becoming what you want to become and moving in the right direction. And it's followed by the Hermit. This is in this deck. This is my Stairway to Heaven card. This is, you're being guided by the spirits above. Your guides are telling you what direction to go, and they're shining your light to the light at the end of that tunnel. And just climb up those stairs and keep going the direction you're going, because you're right on path. As we come into this reading, I get the Two of Wands, and I love this card because this has a good luck charm of an onyx, which is a Japanese good luck charm that I wore as a child. A friend of mine gave me one. I wore one as a child for years. The one I have was jade, which brings you many luck. But I love this. And, you're going in the right direction. That Two of Wands is telling you have opportunities and choices coming your way. There is not going to be a bad choice. Either choice you make, just follow your heart's desire. It's going to take you in a beautiful direction. That is followed by the Seven of Cups. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. You can decide what you want to do. You can, I'm not pulling my words today. I've been under a lot of stress. What's the word I'm looking for? You envision it, manifest. You can manifest what you want to achieve in life. So put those dreams, those hopes, those wishes out there in the universe, and your prayers will be answered, Tammy. You have the power to do that. Right in the center of the reading, I am getting that Four of Pentacles. It is telling you to be frugal with your money. Don't do a lot of crazy spending. Like I said, when you go grocery shopping, pick up that extra bag of beans, that extra supply of something, this or that. Don't go crazy, but just throw a second one in the, inexpensive staple things that will help you get by if you're going to need it into your cart, so that you have a nice little prep stock of things to get by in tougher times, because we're all going to be going through things, and we are all going to have struggles the coming year as food chains and stuff like that. Because I keep on saying to my friends when we're talking politics and ratings is, if I was a world leader and I was getting the letters Trump sending out on these tariffs, I'd be going, Sorry, I already made deals with other country. I'm doing my trade there. We're not even going to mess with you, United States. And I think that's what's happening. We're not getting ships in our ports giving us great big goods and stuff like that. We're having problems getting goods into the United States right now. Shops are going to become barren. So, plus, we're not buying all those goods. Nobody's willing to just start spending money to spend money. If you don't need it, why buy it now? We'll take care of it later. And I just see a bunch of people came into the room. I'm going to flip screen so I can add them. Hi, Viviana. And I'm always going to slaughter your name. The one that starts with an H, Gene, you can see it.
Hypnicity.
Thank you. I'm very dyslexic, so I scramble things. And I've been under a lot of stress. Is hypnicity Margot? Probably. Slide now. Okay. Interrupted myself. So be frugal with your money. Hold on to what you have. You know, do the little take care of stock, etc. I get the action of cups, which is the Knight of Cups in this deck. And that's you just moving forward in charge of your emotions and the directions and your feelings of the way you're going. You're in a good state of mind right now. You're in control of what's happening in your life. You're on a great path right now. So keep up that great work. And the final card of your reading is that Ten of Swords. And that's not a negative card in this. This is not a sleepless night. This is not it's an ending of a time period and you're moving into a new beginning. Yeah, the shore in this card is a little disgruntled, but you've got the light in the background and you're moving towards that light. You're looking out into the ocean of what's coming next, that new beginning, the beginning of a new dawn. And you got your ship out there sailing in that wonderful energy and that light. So I think you're in a really good time period. You're on your path and you're ready to go. So beautiful. I did pull 2 oracles for you. I am reading from, I'm in my office now and where the rest of my decks are hidden away. So I haven't been in my office in a while. This is the Gaia deck. And from the Gaia deck, I get the card, The Blessings of Good Fortune. It says, rich and rewarding experiences bring you increased spiritual awareness at this time. Good fortune flows to you and your third eye opens. And I know Tammy. I talked to Tammy offline, and she is very intuitive. And yes, she is definitely connected with spirit. You are inspired, feeling totally at peace. Life is beautiful. A beautiful tapestry woven with the threads of love. So isn't that a beautiful card? I love that. And then I pulled you a surrender card. It says, surrender to negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say, thank you for sharing, and quickly refocus on a positive affirmation. I firmly believe in that. You've got to keep your mindset in that positive thinking. Most definitely. So, blessings to you, Tammy, and thank you again for the donation. I do appreciate that. And next up is Tony, and I clicked her, but somehow I ended up with Tammy twice. So, we're going to read for Tony. Dean. Tony, I'll give you a call when we're done, too, because I've been trying to touch base with her. We've been sort of missing each other this week. Yeah, she's been out helping her sister, I think, relocate. So.
So, Tony, I got a good set of 3 cards for you for this week. It starts with the Four of Pentacles. You need to hold on to what is necessary, no unnecessary spending. Okay, buy what you need, and or take on the challenges that you can commit to, and don't stretch your or overstretch yourself. I would say now is a time to like hold on to the things that are near and dear, and don't allow yourself to be tempted to venture out to things that don't need your attention. Okay. um, I do have the Lovers here. This could be meeting new people, meeting somebody with that fascinates you, something with interest, or it could also mean something like reading contracts, making sure you are not agreeing to do anything that you are not needing to do or being taken advantage of. Okay, this is all about either business and contracts, or building relationships with people, commitments. Okay, and then the last card I'm getting for you is the High Priestess, which is all, it's pretty much like an all-knowing card, I would say. She knows and sees the hidden truths behind things. She's the type of person that is very intuitive, and she will find the truth. Okay. And I also have the Knight of Swords as my underlining card. So that to me is discovering new possibilities where it comes to finding truth, seeking out the truth, and living your life in the light. Many blessings to you.
Yeah, once again, I pulled my underlying cards, and my God said, read the underlying cards for you, Tony. First, you get the sun shining on you. Of course, best card in the deck. Things are going to go your way. Um, the sun shining on you, it's blessing you. That was followed by the Tower card. And out of curiosity, I was like, well, why is this Tower card coming up? So I threw clarifiers on the Tower card, because I was getting this Tower card. It's not like a life falling apart type Tower card. No, there's change coming up though. And what the clarifiers are telling me, and I got 2 movement cards on this, is when you get the Ten of Wands, there is something that you're going to look at, which sort of resonates with Dean's reading. Something that you're going to look at, that you're going to walk away from. It's not going to be in agreement with you. It's not going to be something you want to do. That's going to be your decision. And you'll choose to walk away from whatever it is that's being presented by himself. You're taking emotional control with the King of Cups. You're taking control of your life, your decisions, what's best for you. This is you controlling your decisions, what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do. You're not going to compromise yourself, and you're going to stand in your truth. You're going to take power and stay in control of what choices you make. Because what your goal is explaining this Tower is, you don't want to be in those rough waters. You want to stay in those calm waters. And so you're going to keep your energy flowing in those calmer waters. You do have decisions to make. The final underlying card is that Four of Cups. This is those offers, those decisions. You will not compromise yourself. You know in your truth, you know what your capabilities are, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and you will not allow yourself to be compromised. So you will take every option and opportunity that's offered to you, and you'll weigh them with clarity, with strength, and with perspective before you make a decision on which direction you want to go. You will not be pulled into that Tower moment where life goes falling apart. You are the one that is in control of your destiny. The first card into the reading, as you're coming into the reading, you're getting that Action of Swords, which is that Knight of Swords. You're taking charge. You're the warrior in your own fight, in your own battle. You're moving forward. You've got the control. You've got the strength. You've got the power to make decisions and to live within your truth. I love the constant going on in your reading here, Tony. Center of the reading, you're the Emperor. You're the one that's, like I said, that strength, that Leo energy, that take charge of yourself. You direct your own destiny. You're the one that is in control of what your decisions are and what direction you are and how you're going to live your life and move through your future. And you do this with the strength of the Hierophant. Your connection, your intuitive, your connection, your ability, your creativity, your connection with spirit. You're very connected with your environment, what goes on, and you make great decisions and you follow the guidance of your guides. Even if you're not aware you're doing it, you are constantly following that constant guidance. You know what is right for you. And that's how you're going to base your decisions is based on the faith in what is right for you and yours. So I love you. I will call you after the show so we can catch up, see how things are going. And I will talk to you later. And I hope that resonates with you, Tony. Okay, next on our list, and I think I left Tony's name up. Sorry about that. Brenda Wasu has given us a donation.
Okay.
And I think everybody in the room knows Brenda from the Tarot on Sundays. They moved their program to 2:00 Eastern time, which has been a great time. I know I always ship my program to run about an hour and a half after they close their show out. And I noticed I get a lot of new people coming and going into my room. So yeah, the different time zones, it's sort of nice to choose to catch people if you're new audience members that way. And yes, Brenda does private readings also, and wonderful Reiki master, extremely talented. She also does the weekly tarots, and I swear she's pulling personal readings. It's always dead on. Okay. Got the sun and the stars for you, Brenda.
Okay, so the center of my reading, I do have the Knight of Wands. So now's the time that's like, I feel like you're taking on or embracing a new challenge potentially. You're moving towards something with passion, I would say. Let's see. At the beginning of the week, I have the Page of Wands with the Lovers. So this to me is maybe new partnerships, new business deals, potentially seeing maybe a new lease, a new contract with something, or deepening your relationship with another. Taking adventures, taking chances, rediscovering old things and making them new. Okay. And the end of the week, I have the 10 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles. So you're removing yourself from the old things that don't resonate with you, cutting your ties with losses and moving forward to new adventures. And in the sense of building a community, building partnerships, learning from others in that network, and or being a teacher in some aspect, grooming, shaping somebody minds, I would say. The underlying card is the Wheel. This wheel is symbolizing that you are in control of your destiny. You just need to saddle up and choose the path that you need to choose. Okay. I do have for your oracle card, it says meditation to dig deep. Okay. Meditation to dig deep. I don't have the book on this one, but I will tell you what I'm feeling for it intuitively is the fact that you need to plant the seeds into something to be able to harvest your rewards. So Sometimes getting your hands dirty to get a great outcome is part of the adventure. Many blessings to you, Brenda. What did you get, Kathy?
Okay, Brenda. I'm just pulling some oracles too. I love this one. Surrender to success, Brenda. Quite the surrender there. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities.
It sounds like an ad for something, Kathy.
Because I see you getting ready to do something new. And I don't know if you're going to change up some of your programming, some of your readings, some maybe get some new decks. You got some wonderful decks. I need to make a list of some of the decks you have. I absolutely in love with some of the decks you're using. But and I love how you do the multi-card layering when you're doing your weekly readings. If you guys haven't caught her readings for the different sun signs, do catch them. Also listen to your rising sign and your moon signs if you know them, because those are going to resonate for your life too. For example, I'm a Pisces with a Virgo rising and Capricorn moon, and I have a lot of Capricorn and Virgo. That's my business sense, my professionalism, my control issues of Capricorn energy. That is very influential on my my sun signs. Like Dean has he's a Cancer, but he has a ton of Taurus around him in his chart, and he actually reads to me more Taurus than he does Cancerian, in who he is as a person. So it is really interesting. So yeah, listen to her programs, and also does a weekly the weekly horoscopes, also the sun sign readings, and then just beautiful. So we're coming into the reading with the sun shining on you, Brenda. But you know that. Yes, the sun is shining on you. You have good fortune, good luck. It's the best card in the deck. It is followed by the Spirit of Wands, which is the Spirit of Wands is that Page of Wands, giving you that fire energy, that go energy, using your artistic abilities, using your intuition, your creativity in everything you do, and the approach in which you take it. Center of the reading, I've got the stars. Your every wish is coming true, of course. You know how to put that energy out in the universe. You've got all these orbs around you, giving you spiritual advice and growth, and allowing you to do what you do so best, is to put out those beautiful messages and support our beautiful community out here, with readings and messages and your wonderful talent of Reiki, and your prayers that you put out on a daily basis. So blessings to you. It is followed by the Ten of Cups, that happy family card, the prosperity, abundance coming in your life. And of course, we love this card because it's representative of Pisces with the orchids, or what do you want to call them?
It's a pretty card.
Anyways, they're orchids. Very, very beautiful. So I love it. Also new beginnings, the endings and new beginnings coming your way. And it is followed by that Nine of Wands. And I love this Nine of Wands. It's the turtles running to the ocean to start their new life and their new adventure. You know, it's the ending of one cycle, the cycle of them hatching. And it's an obstacle card. But if you notice, the seagull's not getting anybody. He's missing. And it's just an obstacle of fear that's been put in the way. But boom, they're going to all make it, and there is no real obstacles in the way. So keep on running towards that new goal, that new challenge, because you're on your way. You do have a little concerns underlying. I get this Five of Pentacles as the underlying card of the reading. So there is something on your mind right now that you're working through. We all have that. We know you can work through this. You're connected with spirit. You're not left outside um, of the circle with, the Five of Pentacles, as you well know. I don't have to explain it to Brenda, is usually depicted by people left outside of the church and afraid to go through the door that's open because they're feeling like they're left out in the cold. Well, you're not. And you do a lot of time. I know you're extremely spiritual, you're extremely clear. And we're all contemplating things that are going on in our life. And this is something you just know how to work through. And you will work through that because it's going to lead you into the Ten of Pentacles prosperity. Again, you've got, I love your tens coming up, abundance and financial prosperity. So everything is on the go. Of course, she's in Canada, so she's probably not feeling the pressures of the United States right now because I think your guys' economy, although it's strapped too, is doing better than ours. But blessings to you there. And of course, you have the Ace of Swords, that fire energy, that truth. You're always standing in that light of truth, and you take charge, and you're blessed with sharing those blessings with everybody. So bless. Thank you to you. The other two oracle cards I draw, I do not know what the name of this deck is because I don't know where the box is, and it's what the cards look like. I don't know if anybody has this deck, but it's sort of a cute little deck because I'm in my office and I have all my cards unboxed and on racks, and I went, I haven't used this deck forever, and I haven't used that deck forever. But this one says, true healing occurs when I give of myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. So true, isn't it? So, and this is a cute little deck. It has nice little sayings. And then from the Gaia deck, I love the artwork on this. I love art, so I always love the artwork. And my camera looks dark today. Changed lighting. It says, Namaste, blessings. The divine in me acknowledges the divine in you. I bow to you and honor the inner light of pure, unconditional love. Eternal peace be with you. Eternal love be with you. Eternal joy with you through this splendorous blessing. Namaste. So I love these cards. And that's a picture on this card. It's that's at Devil's Mountain, Devil's Peak, I think is what it's called, in the one that they did Steven Spielberg's what's that movie with the spaceship that lands on top of the mountain. I just keep on seeing the guy making the mashed potato mountain. I can't think of the name of the movies. I think it's something of the third kind. Well, anyways, everybody knows the movie. I'm sure somebody's going, oh, it's yeah, this Steven Spielberg movies in the late 70s. I think it came out in. Where they were communicating with the spaceship with music. Yeah, when I'm under stress, my MS starts acting up, which in fact affects my cognitive, getting the words from my head to my mouth. And hopefully nobody else in the room has MS, and so they don't have to experience that. Although I talked to my daughter, who's not been talking to me lately, because I don't know, she's for some reason mad at me. I haven't quite figured that one out yet, but I'm in the process of trying to get the house straightened out and up on the market, and separating with my husband, all that. Something I've talked about a little bit on the channel. And I'm going to be relocating. I've been wanting to move to Maryland and be closer near my daughter, but not live in her backyard. And she informed me, now mind you, I'm only 61, that I really shouldn't buy myself a house. I really should just check myself into a nursing home. That's really all I need. because I am nuts anyways. And
So,
it's
Kathy, the movie you were thinking about is Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's
Never
a
heard
movie.
of it.
You're kidding.
Never heard of
Well,
it.
you were a young child when that came out, Dean, because
No, that was in
I think I was
77.
in high
So,
school when it came out. And
1977. So, nope, never heard of it.
yeah, see, I was in high school when that came out. So, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That is the movie I was thinking of. I got the end of the title. I just couldn't remember what the beginning was.
I had to
Thank you
look
for
that
that.
up. Keywords Steven Spielberg,
Yeah, I
music,
remembered who wrote the
aliens.
movie. Yeah,
That's how I had to get it. So who's
yeah.
next
I'm
on the
gonna
list
have to
here?
call Brenda and tell her about it, about Dan, the IT man.
Oh yes, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I had a
Anyway,
dream. Yeah.
so who's next on the list here?
Yeah. Thank you. Keep me on track. See, I'm bubbly today.
I mean, I woke up to you calling me, telling me about that dream. So I've been in a good mood today. So
It
it was
was
like,
funny, wasn't it?
yes,
Cheryl is next on our list.
Cheryl. Okay.
My yeah. And 3 cards for Cheryl. Gonna continue pulling a few. I love these oracle cards. I like the oracle decks. They're fun. Always give such wonderful little messages too. And like I always say, if a reading resonates to you and we're reading for another person, realize that message is also for you. And that's why it's resonating. Because even though we're specifically pulling with the intention for one person, if you're getting messages and information from including the oracle cards, you were meant to hear those messages. So.
Okay, Cheryl. You get an extra card because the card flew off. So that's gonna be your extra card. Okay. So the center of the reading for this week, the card is reading the Tower. Okay. I always say the Tower is not always doom and gloom. Okay. To me, I put a positive note on it is nothing can get worse from here. So all we can do is move up. Keep it positive. All I can do is change what I have and make it better. Okay. We're coming into the week with the Page of Swords and the Magician. Okay. This is meaning simply that you are coming into information this week, something about God only knows what. So you're going to be presented with something this week, and you're going to have to make a decision on how you're going to react with, as in this magician. Okay. Remember, whatever decision you make, whatever path you go down, has positives and negative consequences. Okay. It's all about learning. Okay. How we're going to react with this Tower moment. Okay. I accidentally threw 5 cards for you. I wasn't paying attention, but you're lucky. So anyway, so you get a bonus. Okay. So towards the end of the week, it's all about planting good seeds to get a positive return with the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. You can't move on without planting good seed. Okay. But you're definitely moving into higher ground with the Chariot. Okay. This Chariot is telling you you're going to have to move down a path. Okay. You have to take control of the reins here. Okay. You can't halfway you're through it. You go halfway through it and muddle through, you're going to go down a path that you would not choose for yourself. Okay. Or wouldn't want to choose for anybody. So you have to, now it's time to bunker down, take control of this journey. Okay. So the card that flipped out of the deck while I was shuffling was the 6 of Cups, or is the 6 of Cups. This is all about nostalgia and returning to a time or reminiscing of a time that made sense to you. It could be longing for children, remembering things you did in your childhood, or this could mean spending time with children, okay? Spending time with the little people that are around you, okay? The clarifying card for this reading is the Four of Pentacles. So again, hold on to what is near and dear to you. No unnecessary spending at this time, and keep your loved ones close. That is what I have for you. Many blessings. And what did you get, Kathy?
Well, I'm coming into this reading with the Eight of Wands. Things are moving really quick for you right now, Cheryl. It's a go go go, take charge type energy. Wands are action, they're movement. Anything you're approaching, it's going to come quickly. It's going to come. You're in control. It's going to come to you quickly. Right in the center of the reading, you're holding you're the embodiment of the swords. That's a Queen of Swords. You're taking control of your environment. This was the first card. So you're flying down that path into the light, moving quickly. Everything's a blur as you're going down that path. This is happening so fast. But you're that Queen of Swords, that embodiment of swords. This is you taking control of your life, using your strength, your power, that warrior energy that you have, that transformation. You can transform your life into anything you want, and you're very positive and you're very strong in doing so. And you do feel like you have some obstacles in the way with the Ten of Wands, but and it's funny because I really never noticed this particular deck the way they depict the Ten of Wands. It's a lady it's a woman with a rope around a big round boulder that's on her path, and she's pulling it out of the way. That's you creating your new path. You're clearing obstacles out of your path so that you have a clear road ahead. And yes, it takes some strength, it takes some motivation to get your path cleared, but you have that energy. Like I said, you're coming into this reading a shaker or a mover, getting things done quickly. So you're taking control of the situation, you're clearing your path, and you're going to be moving forward into a new beginning. It's an ending of a period of time and moving into a new beginning. I love the underlying cards that came out for your reading. The first card is perspective. This is the oneness deck. We have these spiritual things. This is bigger than the hangman card. It's looking from above the clouds. You're in the blue and above the clouds, looking at the world from a higher perspective. You're seeing the big picture as you move through this period of time. You know what's going on around you, and you have a good perspective to analyze what's going on, what directions you want to go, what energy you want to spend, and you're doing it from above. So you're getting that really, really big picture. It's just not looking at the perspective from hanging from that tree looking around you. It's that higher perspective. You're using your higher powers, your higher energy, your connection with spirit to assess things that are going on around you so that you can make the best decisions and choices that you have. You have the Four of Wands in your final outcome cards. This is saying that you have a fantastic, strong foundation. You're reaching for the sky. You're reaching for that spirituality. That foundation's there. You just need to continue to go in the direction you're going. You have that strength in that foundation that takes you on this journey. And the oneness card, the namesake card of the deck. And so you can see that it's the oneness card. The deck matches the oneness card. That is your connection with spirit. You are being spiritually guided through this path. You're listening to your guides. You're listening to your spirit. You're following direction, and you're on that great path. I'm getting this connection with God, the connection with the higher power, that life's journey. This is like a Wheel of Fortune card, but it's at that higher level, that higher perspective, that higher self connection that you have, and it's just it looks like everything's going your way. You're in control of this. It's going to happen in a very fast pace. You're going to make really strong, good decisions and just go boom, boom, boom right through it. So I love these cards. I pulled your surrender card. It says surrender to the what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. So the whole reading is telling you that just go with that flow. You've got the high perspective. When you can't change the situation, compassionately accept it exactly as it will bring you peace. So that's interesting. I like that. Oh, forgot to show you the card. Love that. freedom energy that she depicts in the card. Just go with that flow. I am a Pisces. We go with the flow. It's in our nature. Hey, Shar, welcome to the room. And the Gaia deck, a blessed season. Each season of your life is a gathering of perfection. Each one has a purpose, unique beauty, challenges, blessings. Everything is always unfolding in accordance with the divine will of your soul. All is blessings and forever blessed. Namaste. So I like that. It tells you you're on the right path. One of my favorite images. I love Japanese art. It is a full bloom cherry tree, cherry blossoms. I love that. I was born in Washington, D.C. in March, and the story that my mom always tells is on March 8, 1964, it was my birthday, she got in the car, and it was snowing, and it doesn't normally snow in Washington, D.C. in March. And she said it was the most beautiful scene as they went past the cherry trees that were in full bloom, and the whole park was covered in snow. She said it was just the most memorable. I always remember her telling me that story growing up. And so it's just every time I see cherry blossoms and cherry trees, I always think of her telling me that as a child and thinking how pretty that would have been, you know. And I have not been to DC in my childhood or my adult life. We left when I was 18 months old. So I am looking forward to moving that part of the world so I can visit DC, because it's someplace I've always wanted to see. And I can't wait to go into all the Smithsonian Institute. It'll probably take me months to get through them, but I love museums too. And so it is some trips I plan on making that direction. Hopefully, politically, things will soften up, and it'll be a much safer place to go than the atmosphere it's in right now. But anyways, next on our list is Marby. She says, hello, Dina and Kathy, and hello, Marby. So nice to see you.
Okay, so I'm back on track now. I didn't forget 3 cards. Okay, so the center of the reading for Marby is the Two of Pentacles. It's all about finding the balance from within, okay? The beginning of the week, it's finding truth. This truth will be a slow and steady process to win the prize, I would say. The Ace of Swords, slow and steady progress to win the prize. And I have the Nine of Cups at the end, which is all about sharing your success. Okay? Sharing a success. The underlying card for you for this week is all about strength. Okay? Strength. Many blessings to you, Marby. What did you get, Kathy?
Well, we're coming into this reading, and my guys are telling me you're coming out of a period of time where you've been having some sleepless nights, a few bad dreams, obstacles, feeling like you're being held back, and you're not getting a lot of sleep. That's gonna lighten up, though, so don't worry about that. With this Nine of Swords, and a few bad dreams, and my light is not really good. You can see that there's like little ghosts and goblins in the background above the bed on this. It's really hard to. My light's really bad in here. Need light going this direction towards my cards. I guess it's coming off the side. Anyways, in the center of the reading, I have the embellishment of wands, which is the Queen of Wands in this deck. That is you using. It's reflecting of you your creativity, your artisticness, um, your intuition, your knowledge. That's just strengths that you have. You're going to use that to move forward in life. It's going to allow you to move forward in a very positive way because you're tapping into all your strengths, and this is how you express yourself. This is how you control your household, your world, your family, how you conduct yourself in the world is expressing yourself in your intuition, your power, that fire energy that gets your flame going. That's taking action and using that creativity to express yourself and to get things done. It is followed by that Four of Wands. You have a really strong foundation um, that you've built your life around, and that's going to allow you to be successful in everything that comes to you. I also got the underlying card is Justice, which is also a balance card. Yes, you're looking to balance your scales, to find balance and justice as you move through life, and you like to live in that balancing act of things balancing out, being level at all times. And so I always see like that's the energy that you're putting towards your goals and your achievements, and it's working for you because you reap what you sow with the Seven of Pentacles. You have financial stability, so whatever you put your time, energy, effort, and creativity into is going to bring you success and financial stability. It doesn't mean you're going to hit the jackpot or the lottery, but you're going to have that stability, that constant being able to provide and nurture and abundance in your life because you've created that own environment for yourself. I did pull a Gaia card for you, and I got a Sea of Blessings. Yeah, very pretty card. And it says the universe is a projection from within you, and you are a projection of the universe. You are a vast space, and yet you are spaceless. You are divine ocean of love, a sea of blessings. You are the wind of change that flows through life. Namaste. I like that. That's a pretty card. And I also pulled one of these unknown oracle cards because I don't know what deck this is. I will find the box eventually. I was looking for it earlier, but I didn't see it back there. It says, my faith is the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. I heard my mom say, yes, yes, yes. And it's funny because Dean just said in your reading, something my mom forever told me is when something seems negative, I think it was a tarot card he was reading. When something seems negative, don't dwell on the negative. Look for what positive comes out of it. Because if we focus on the negative things that come towards us in life, that's where we're going to sit in the energy of negativeness. So regardless of how bad something is, something good always happens of it. So look for those positive things that come out of when you think, oh, what positive did you learn from it? Because the lesson is a positive lesson. And if you grab onto the positive aspects of things that happen in life, you're living in that positive energy and you're raising your vibration. So please, everybody be aware of that. We don't dwell on negative. We look for the positive things that are going to come out of something negative that may have aspect into our life and turn that around so that you're staying out of that negative energy. Okay. Next on our list is, okay, I'm just going to pull it up. Dean will say it because I am not going to be able to pronounce that name. Yeah, that one. Is your name Margot? Because I think Brenda called her Margot. Was that your actual name? I love that name. My aunt, I have an Aunt Margot, and it's not a name you hear very often. It's usually Margaret that will go by Margot. Our Margot in our family is a Margot.
Okay, so this is a nice reading I got for you, Ethnicity. So the center of the reading, or the center of this reading for the week is all about the Four of Wands. This is definitely coming together, possibly a marriage, possibly a good partnership, a connection, a blending of two ideas, I would say, merging together to make a bigger idea. The past is focused on, or I would say the beginning of the week is first focused on hard work, as the Eight of Pentacles would suggest. You're putting all your resources to good use to turn out a good return. And what do I have for the end of the week is that big return with that stable foundation with the Ten of Pentacles. This could be in any aspect of your life, or your basic needs, I would say, which is food, shelter, water, job security, emotional support. It goes with all of that. Whatever those basic needs that you have, that it's coming together in a strong foundation, your needs will be met. There may seem like there's going to be some internal issues. The underlining card, which is it could be in your head or people around you, even, I would say, feel like it's a power struggle. Remember, I would stay away from power struggles and look for ways to recognize your the positive sides, like what you do well. I would say this: the best way I can describe how I'm feeling about this card right now is recognizing the differences as positives, okay? Because you don't want to be tangled up with somebody or have a partnership or deal with somebody that says, oh, you're perfect, oh, you're perfect, oh, you're perfect, oh, you're perfect, because that gets old. You tend to do well around with people that have differences, and don't allow it to get to a power struggle, but learn how to push forward and turn out a better product. Okay, that's what I would say. Many blessings to you. And what did you get, Kathy?
But I keep on pulling the card up and I keep on throwing it back down. That I pulled earlier, it's that surrender the fear of change. Here it is. So because I keep on pulling it, because earlier today, Dean and I were reading privately, just throwing cards. And this card keeps on coming up. So I'm supposed to read it to everybody. Surrender to the fear of change. I think that's because the world's like in so much change right now. It says the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or your relationships, or if you're fearing change, the fear of aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So I was told that I needed to read that for everybody. So that's a message from Spirit, and that card keeps on popping up and popping up. Okay. And I'm getting, as we're coming into this reading for you, we are getting the Eight of Cups. And this Eight of Cups is depicted by a cord that's being cut. This is you severing bad relationships, bad energy, cutting the ties to people that are no longer serving any purpose in your life, that are holding you back. It's time to cut those cords. And this is actually a visual exercise that I actually do with people that are not working well with me. I cut them off out of my life. And I literally visualize cutting that umbilical cord that ties people to me that are holding me back, because we don't need that in our life. So you need to let it go and literally visualize yourself cutting the connection with that person that's suppressing you or tying you down, or is not serving any positive person in your life, and disengage from those relationships. And this is a wonderful way to visually untie yourself to people. So you do need to set yourself free from those that aren't serving you and working with you in your life. In the center of the reading, you get the Ace of Pentacles. That's, fantastic card. It's financial prosperity. It's financial strength. Know that you're going to have that strength in your life. Don't worry about the things of financial stability. When you need it, it will be there for you. So trust in that energy. And I love the koi fish holding that pinnacle up. So I'm a Pisces, so I used to have a koi pond too. I loved my koi pond. I'd love to have another one. The final card in your reading is the world. This is that transformation period. You're flying up in the universe. You're transforming. You're moving into that good world. This is your transformation into life, taking control of the destination that you want to go in, and that freedom to go in any direction you want. I love the monarch butterflies. Like I always say, my mother always comes to me as a monarch butterfly since she's crossed over, and I always know her spirits around me when I see monarchs. My mom's office, mind you, it's true. She worked for the Forest Service, and the Forest Service has this poster of all these different butterflies, and the building she was in was brick, and people had nailed things up and put little puck marks into the wall of her building. She had taken a couple of those posters and cut out all the butterflies, and her office had a window into an eight that overlooked an atrium between the two buildings connecting together. So she had a great office, wonderful light and energy in her office. She'd taken those butterflies and covered all the holes in the wall with the butterflies and tipped the wings up. So and there was a whole wall that sort of spewed toward the window of these butterflies, and it looked like she had these butterflies like this, flying out the window into that atrium. And my mom traveled a lot because she was a contracting officer. She had 5 forests that she managed, and so she was always going to the different forest offices for meetings and stuff. And so anytime she was out of town, the engineers and different people in the office would take over her office because they loved the atmosphere in it. My mom was very psychic, and she had all this beautiful energy in her office. And they'd go in there because, it was a wonderful environment to work in. And they'd take over her office. And then when she come back, instead of greeting her, they're like, "Oh, I have to move out of your office." Okay, let me get my stuff and get out. But that's the butterflies. So that's what I always think of when I see that card is my mom and the butterflies. And it's funny. And my nephew comes to me as a dragonfly, which I always think is very interesting too. The underlying card of your reading is the Four of Swords. This is that strength card. That's it. Fours are foundations. You have that warrior energy, that foundation. This is your connection with spirit. You have that foundation with you, and you listen to your guides, and you follow that energy. I love this card, and it's that faith energy that you carry and trust in. Um, Also came out is the Spirit of Swords. This is the Spirit of Swords is that Page of Swords. That's that messenger that's telling you to keep stay in your truth, to follow that truth. It'll lead you in the right way. And of course, I'm a bird person. That's my totem animal. It's a messenger. You've got a bluebird flying in the sky, bringing you this message to keep that faith and keep that strength and keep that power. You also have the inspiration of swords. The inspiration of swords is um, page of swords. Yeah, spirit inspiration. Oh, the inspiration, I believe, is the King of Swords. No, it's the Queen of Swords. The inspiration is the Queen of Swords. Anyways, this is that warrior energy again. You're living in your truth. You're taking charge. You're taking power. You're in control of your life and your environment. I like all these swords that you get in your reading. That is telling me you have a lot of warrior strength in you. That you are a go-to person. You're living in your truth. You're following your path, and you're using that warrior energy to get what you want and to achieve what you want. So blessings to you. The cards the oracle cards I pulled for you is life's blessings, and it says life bestows her blessings. She is the wind of change flowing through you, and the change is your blessing. Don't try to hold on, no matter how unsettling it may seem, for all will magically transform. There's that transformation card. When the time is right, When you look back, you will see love only. Namaste. And the surrender card that I pulled for you is surrender to effortlessness. It says, stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. It's such a Pisces card. Yes, I do believe in going with the flow. But you've got all this warrior energy around you, so you are going to follow your truth. Part of following your truth is going with that flow. Totally a firm believer in that. Okay, the next person up is Viviana. And you know what, Viviana? I read your name a few seconds ago, and I saw 3 or 4 boys all around you. So I don't know. I don't think you have boys. I think you have nephews. Anyways, are you spending a lot of time with your nephews right now? Because I see all this young male energy, having fun and celebrating and music. And I don't know if you've been spending time with your nephews or what, but I love that energy that's around you. I do not know why that image popped in my head. I know you don't have kids. You don't have nephews, boys in the family, something. Maybe boyfriends. You have some gorgeous young men tracing around you. It could be friends. I have this feeling you run in a group. You enjoy life. But it's music, it's fun, it's celebration. So
Okay.
You had nephews.
So this week, I feel like it's about for you is to take control and holding accountability. Kathy and I had that saying, F that poop, but a nicer way to say that. Because I have for the underlying card is the 5 of Swords here. And it just, to me, it seems like taking charge and not allowing the drama take control. Okay. That's how I'm feeling it with that card. So in the center of the reading I have is the Hierophant. This is getting a message from a higher purpose, your spirit guide, your spirit team. This could be somebody with a higher power that's coming down to you and sharing information with you. Okay, that guiding light, I would say. It could be religion. It could be something on the lines of spirituality, but something with a higher purpose is coming down to inform you about something. This could be a younger person coming towards you, a younger man or younger woman coming towards you to give you that spark of insight, that spark of joy, that spark of creativity, that's going to fuel the fire to that passion, or to ignite that fiery passion. Or that could be you yourself going back and pursuing a path that will feel like you're young at heart again, to pursue something different. Which leads me into the nostalgia card towards the end of the week. There's the children, Kathy, which is leading the nostalgia card, which it's all about finding the joy in something. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be being around children per se. That could mean you allowing your inner child to come out to explore something from a child's perspective. I don't know how else to say that, but that is what I'm feeling for you. It's something that's going to allow you to take control of a situation and allows you to let your inner child, your inner creativity out. Because sometimes with the stress that's going on, you have to give yourself permission to play. Right, Kathy?
Thank you for the donation, Viviana. It just came through. I threw a whole bunch of cards for you anyways, because I was dropping them down. Then I got a little confused of what came out right at the beginning because I've got this Five of Wands, which is that infighting card. It's usually reflective of people in your normal atmosphere, is that pretend fighting. And it was followed by the Three of Swords, which is heartache. So I don't know what kind of conflicts are going around it. I don't know if it's within your family or within work or something going on in your line, but I saw that conflict. But I wanted to drop down clarifications of what that was meaning because it did.
I do have to leave now, Kathy.
What?
I do have to leave now. I have to take Kate to her date tonight. So many blessings to everybody.
She needs a driver's license. No, her boyfriend needs a driver's license.
So I wish everybody well and have a great week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for joining me, Dean. I'll talk to you later. Okay. The clarifications on those two cards, that Five of Wands, that Three of Swords, is the Lovers. So I don't know if you've been in a relationship that's just sort of sizzling out now or what, but it's some kind of relationship that you're in that there's been some conflict that you're getting over. There's underlying secrets that are going on. Maybe that somebody hasn't been truthful around you, or they're not telling the whole picture. They're not communicating that information. But this is something you don't like. You do not like to be deceived. I'm glad that makes sense for you. And I personally do not like to be lied to or half talked to. Don't tell me half truths. Communicate with me, be honest. And I think that you're a person that lives in that integrity. You need to be able to communicate and be honest. Don't hide things from me. Be upfront. I can handle it, And you're extremely charitable. So just because you're charitable with others, you don't expect that charity to be returned. It just naturally happens for you. But charity is a two-way street. When you give to others, it comes back tenfold. And so you're living in that positive energy. Whatever this conflict is about, this is in conflict with your ability to give, to be a charitable person in your time, in the way you conduct your relationships with people and stuff like that. So I'm feeling like that this infighting is sort of a form of betrayal and not being upfront and honest with you. And it's something that you're not tolerating. You don't live in that energy, and you expect people to be upfront with you too. So it is something you will work through. I just thought it was odd because I'm seeing these wonderful boys, and you're having a good time, and you're listening to music, and you're connecting. To get these two cards at the beginning of the reading sort of threw me. Don't worry, you have people that love you around you, that friends, associates, celebration around you. The next card that I drew in the center of the reading, the center of the reading. Well, I drew 4 cards. Was the Eight of Pentacles. That's hard work, prosperity. You're always putting your all into everything you do. And yeah, I like that celebration. It sounds great. You need to go to a concert or something, get out there and dance and just let your spirit free. But you put your hard work into everything you do. You're always moving forward. You're taking charge of things. And that is what this Eight of Pentacles is all about, is your hard work. You're working hard and moving forward in life. And you're always looking at the positive things, what you can achieve for yourself in life. And that's a beautiful energy. And you're connected with spirit. Once again, I got that oneness card, that full connection with the higher power, your higher source, your divine energy. It is guiding you. And you do listen to that. You're connected with your intuition. And, go with the flow, like I always said. You're in this period. The underlying card of your reading is that transformation card. Again, those butterflies keep on flying. And I love this card. We're in that transformation, that growth. You're soaring up into the air. You're moving forward in a very positive way with that transformation card. You do have occasional obstacles, of course, with the Ten of Wands. You're moving that boulder. You've got that rope around there. You're moving that boulder out of your path so you can make a clear path for yourself. And, no problem. You've got this. And it is followed by that higher self. So here's all your spirituality coming out You are protected. You have angels on your shoulder. You're moving in the right direction. You're connected with the divine. And I love this reading too. Whatever this conflict is that is around you, you will work through it. You know, you got your spirituality, you've got your guides around you. You are going to make the right decisions for you, and you're going to take all those obstacles out of your path. Blessings to you. Let me pull you um, a card. It says blessing through emotional upheavals. Oh, this should be good. Huh? Oh, this card. So it reminds me of the lovers. You know, the one with all the gilded the artist. I can see him. I love art books. You see the picture, you'll know what I mean. Okay. It says blessing through emotional upheavals. An emotional storm is forming, and things may seem chaotic for a while. But as the storm subsides, blessings are revealed. Respect all points of view, for each view of the world is a little different. Each view, okay, for we each view the world a little differently. Boy, my dyslexia is really acting up today. Things are being shaken up for good reasons, and all involved will benefit. So, well, I think that's explaining this lovers, this heartbreak, and this Five of Pentacles. So keep an open mind as you're going through this period of time. I like it. Let's get a surrender card. Let's see what we're surrendering to for you. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. It says, let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originated from your past. And don't believe everything everybody told you about yourself from your past. You can own your own power and soar in your life. Those are all those childhood messages that we bought into growing up. I think we all have that one in our past that we are always trying to let go of. And I want to pull one of these for you too. It says, let go of the shadows of the past by seeing someone for the first time with eyes of love. Of course, that's you living in your highest power. Okay, well, blessings to you, Viviana. I hope that resonates. I need to buy some concert tickets, girl. Or go to someplace that has some good live music going on. I see out there dancing something with friends, loved ones. A lot of guys around you, so you're going to have a good time. 3 or 4 of them. I'm not seeing that as love inserts. I've seen that as friendships. Just really having a good time. That's why I was feeling family, so there must be good friends and family. Because it felt like nephews and stuff. Somebody you've been close to, people that you've been close to, good friends, associates. Anyways, get out there and have a good time and enjoy the music. Lots of music around. And it's live music. Keep on hearing live music. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, that happens, isn't it? Char, are you in the room still? I will throw cards for you. I don't know if she stayed in the room or not. She is in the Netherlands. She may have just popped in and out. Char, if you're in the room, let me know. Looks like she may have left the room. Anyways, you were the last reading of the day. Oh, I will just call you Stonewolf and give you a reading in private. Stonewolf and I are really close friends, so I tend to channel when I talk to him anyways, because we talk on a regular basis. Tony, I will, if you're in the room still, I will give you a call and catch up. And everybody have a great rest of your Sunday. I know those of you on the East Coast, it's evening now. I'm still a slight here. I think it's at like 5 o'clock. No, it's 3 o'clock here, so it's still early. I don't even know what time it is. Um, anyways, blessings to all of you. All of you sent me donations. Thank you very much. It's so highly appreciated. Thank you for supporting the channel. If I think everybody is subscribed, but if you're not subscribed, hit the like button. It helps get my channel out there, and also hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. I am going to try to get back on my Sunday schedule. I've been under a lot of stress lately. Just my whole sort of personal life is in an upheaval, and I'm still healing from surgery, but I'm doing good. I'm having a lot of stomach pain still, but I'm off all the pain medications. I don't like taking medication, so I'm off all of that, and I am sleeping a lot off and on because my body's doing a lot of healing, and I've had 3 surgeries. But all is well, and just stressful around the house right now. And I'm just going from room to room. I'm trying to get everything organized. I'm starting to pack, and I'm gonna the end of the month when I get my retirement check, I'm gonna purchase a bundle of boxes and start boxing things down and sending things to the Goodwill, and going through my overabundance of clothing that I've accumulated over the years, half of which I can't wear anymore because they're all too big. Get rid of a lot of excess, and I'll be donating those to the women's shelter and stuff like that, because it's one of my favorite places to send donations, is to places where they're going to give it back to the community of people in need that are trying to get back on their feet coming out of bad relationships. So I'll be doing that, and I've got an accumulation of things that I'm gathering up because I'm going to have a big garage sale. My next door neighbor, when he sold his house and they moved, he gave me all his excess furniture. He didn't have time to do a garage sale. And I said, he goes, just put it on, Facebook Marketplace or have a garage sale or whatever. So I took it because there was quite a few pieces. And he actually gave me a 72-inch big screen TV that he forgot to take with him, and they didn't have any way to move it. They didn't have any boxes for it or anything. All they had was a pickup truck, and he didn't want to throw it in the back of the truck. He goes, here, have the mount and the TV. So I've got this great big, he took the remote with him, of course, because it was in a box. So to buy a new remote for it. So I got this big screen TV, and I'm going to actually keep that because my husband and I are separating. So I'll give him the smaller of the 2 big screens, and I'll buy a new remote for the other one. So, anyways, I've got accumulation of things that I'm going to put on a yard sale to raise some money to help to buy the boxes and stuff to pack things down. And I don't know when I'm going to be moving, how long it's going to take me to go through the house, because my husband is not helping me. He's made it pretty clear. Oh, my back. So if I have to do it room from room to room all by myself, I guess I will. I'll probably call my sister and have her see if she'll come over and help me. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm just trying to go with the flow, as we say. And anyways, everybody have a great weekend. Have a good week this coming week. And I will see you next Sunday. I will be here. I will make sure I will be here. So I love you all, and blessings to you.